Hi book lovers! Have you ever opened a book and immediately questioned whether reality and imagination have merged into one? Stay tuned until the end, because today we're delving into James by Percival Everett, a daring novel that tests the boundaries between truth, identity, and the illusions we cling to. In the first 10 seconds, I want to grab your attention with this bold statement. James isn't just another literary puzzle. It's a conversation about who we are when our stories collide with reality. Everett invites us into a landscape where memories might be manipulated and trust becomes a precious commodity. If you're ready for a mind-bending journey packed with philosophical insight, humor, and a dash of mystery, then you've found your next read. In James, we meet the titular character living in a remote desert town where rumors swirl about unexplained phenomena. James, a solitary figure grappling with past trauma, seeks refuge in silence and routine. One day, a peculiar letter arrives, urging him to question everything he believes about his life. As he ventures into the scorching desert to find answers, a string of surreal events forces him to confront unsettling truths. The narrative alternates between James's reflections and the perspectives of townspeople who may, or may not, hold pieces to the puzzle. With each chapter, Everett blurs the line between what's real and imagined, challenging readers to wonder if James is chasing ghosts or if the entire town is under some collective illusion. Early chapters reveal that James might not remember his past accurately. Locals whisper about a missing woman who once shared his home. Documents suggest James was involved in a bizarre experiment at a secretive lab. However, conflicting accounts paint him as both a victim and a willing participant. Everett intensifies the mystery through small, disorienting details. Mismatched footprints appear in James's yard. An abandoned truck vanishes overnight, and cryptic symbols are scratched into desert rocks. Doubt coils around every aspect of James's identity, making readers wonder if he's a reliable narrator. The deeper he probes, the more the narrative suggests reality itself might be fraying at the edges in unsettling ways, blurring the boundary between memory and myth entirely. As James's quest intensifies, he meets two key figures: Janice, a schoolteacher obsessed with local folklore, and Ramon, a drifter claiming to have knowledge of covert experiments. Janice unearths historical records hinting that the desert was once a testing ground for psychological manipulation. Meanwhile, Ramon reveals cryptic hints about a shadowy organization he calls the Collective, rumored to stage elaborate hoaxes to study human behavior. James grapples with conflicting loyalties, torn between his desire for answers and his growing alarm at what these revelations might mean. Everett weaves in moments of dark humor, allowing readers to laugh uneasily as they confront questions of identity, morality, and the fragility of truth. Every discovery James makes seems to raise unsettling new possibilities. Approaching the novel's midpoint, James uncovers a hidden cache of documents that detail mind control operations once run by government agencies. Handwritten notes imply these projects targeted unsuspecting locals to see how far illusions could bend reality. When he confronts Janice and Ramon, each responds with guarded skepticism, as though uncertain which parts of James's account are real or fabricated. In a tense confrontation, James's frustration boils over, leading him to question his own memories. Is he actually a product of these experiments, or is paranoia warping his perception? Everett's prose dances between stark realism and dreamlike abstraction, hinting that each revelation might be the echo of a deeper lie. Reality shifts beneath James's feet, refusing to yield a stable truth. As the final act unfolds, James grows desperate for clarity. He delves into the nearest city's archives, searching for any record of the experiments. He finds references to a Project Aegis, which matches the location and timeline of his earliest memories. Meanwhile, Janice's research reveals that many residents either vanished mysteriously or were declared legally dead under suspicious circumstances. When Ramon is attacked by unknown assailants, it becomes clear that hidden forces want to bury the truth. In a dramatic climax, James confronts a figure claiming to be his former handler, who offers an unsettling choice: forget the past and live in blissful ignorance, or expose everything at great personal risk. Everett leaves readers to decide which path is liberating. By the novel's end, James stands at a crossroads. Exhausted and haunted, he sorts through conflicting evidence: old photographs that show him in places he doesn't recall, a journal scrawled with strange symbols, and testimonies from neighbors who might be complicit or merely confused. The desert itself becomes a metaphor for James's search: vast, scorching, and occasionally yielding illusions that vanish up close. Whether he ultimately chooses to unearth the full extent of Project Aegis or accept the comfort of not knowing remains ambiguous. Everett refuses to hand readers a neat resolution, instead challenging them to consider the consequences of absolute truth versus chosen ignorance. The final pages resonate with James's resolve, echoing the uncertainty at the core of his journey. Stylistically, James exemplifies Percival Everett's talent for blending the philosophical with the eerie. The writing is both accessible and layered, challenging readers to think beyond surface details while immersing them in a truly unsettling atmosphere. Everett's pacing alternates between intense discoveries and reflective moments, allowing emotional depth to balance the novel's more abstract questions. Despite its otherworldly elements, James never strays too far from genuine human concerns like guilt, accountability, and the desire for belonging. Scenes of humor offer brief reprieve, reminding us that laughter can coexist with paranoia. For readers unafraid of complexity and ambiguity, this novel delivers an enthralling experience. Those seeking a straightforward mystery, however, may find themselves caught off guard by Everett's equally constantly shifting ground. One aspect that stands out is the novel's refusal to provide easy answers. Everett thrives on ambiguity, which can be exhilarating or frustrating, depending on your taste. If you relish open-ended narratives that spark deep thought, James offers countless moments of reflection. Yet if you crave a clean resolution, be prepared for a story that raises more questions than it solves. The characters, while intriguing, may also seem elusive. Their hidden motives remain partially obscured, echoing the novel's central tension between known and unknown. This approach makes for a richly layered read, but demands a patient, inquisitive mindset. Overall, the book's ability to merge psychological suspense with existential musing sets it apart from conventional thrillers. It lingers, haunting the imagination. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into James. If you enjoyed this summary and review, remember to subscribe and hit the like button. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on Percival Everett's mind-bending storytelling. Do you absolutely embrace ambiguous endings, or do you prefer clearer resolutions? Also, feel free to suggest any books you'd like me to explore next. Stay tuned until the end of each video for more literary gems. By keeping an open mind and staying curious, you'll discover authors like Everett who challenge our sense of reality. After all, the best books don't just entertain, they make us question who we are and what we believe. Until next time, keep reading and stay inquisitive.